You're listening to the Warrior Rulebook Podcast with me, Monique Harmon. I love helping people express themselves, protect their peace, and be confident in being them. You may also know me as Pretty Nikki, who started her online journey as a modest fashion blogger. Now I'm an entrepreneur. You'll see through my experiences and the experiences of others that change is possible, improvement is tasty, and meaningful connection is transformational. Come on, share your story with me. The stories and information presented in my podcast is not intended to take the place of medical advice from a healthcare professional. So any exercise, diet, health-related, mental health matters vary from person to person. So nothing in the podcast will be construed or used as a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any action taken based on the contents of this podcast or the resources is solely at your own discretion, risk, and liability. So this podcast is simply here to be encouraging, but you should definitely seek a healthcare professional for additional help. Now let's get on to the show. All right, welcome to another episode of the Warrior Rulebook Podcast. So we are just continuing with this whole girl talk discussion. And so today I have Destiny Harris here, who is an amazing entrepreneur. She is like a big sister to me, and I'm just so happy to be able to talk to her today about what she'll be talking about during the Girl Talk event. So before I bring her on, I just want to let you know that if you are a sister, you're 14 years old or above, you are welcome to come to our Girl Talk seminar, which is going to be on Friday, August the 4th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on with that from Destiny's point of view and talk about her business, because she's going to be talking about self-love and self-care. And so make sure you stay tuned and answer any questions if you're watching live. Okay, so without further ado, let's bring on Destiny. Hey, girl.
Hey.
How are
Hello.
you?
I am well. I am alive. Thank God, How are you? How
I'm doing
are you
great.
doing? Good.
I'm
I'm
doing
happy
great.
to be here.
Yes, I'm just so happy that this finally happened. For those of y'all that don't know, she's been like evading me, because I'll be like, come on, let's do podcasts. I think you would do great on a podcast. And like, it took a while, but I thank the Lord she's here today.
It's not that I've been evading you. I'm not the biggest fan of placing myself on social media. I'll just keep it that short and sweet.
Okay. Right. I accept. All right. So, can you let us know pretty much about the merch? Let's talk about the merch first.
Yes. Okay. So if you guys didn't notice, on Tuesday's live, Monique did with Naomi and Vicky. Naomi had on this amazing girl talk shirt, and that shirt will be available for those who attend the seminar if you would like to purchase it. We also have a few goodies for you guys, a few options here, few cool little things that you can buy in a kit. We're doing a self-care box featuring Culture Risk Aesthetic and my business, Casa by Des. And Culture Risk Aesthetic is Naomi's business. And I think she's mentioned it before. So we're doing a collab for that. So everybody who comes to the seminar, if you're interested, we have a select few boxes on hand. So first come, first serve, and they offer purchase, and you'll find out what else is in the box included when you come to the seminar. And we're super excited about that. So yeah, we have the shirts, and then we have the self-care boxes and a few other things that we can't mention because you have to come and see it for yourself.
Yes, amazing. So, if you want to make sure that you get access to all of the goodness, you want to make sure that you're in the room. So make sure you
Yes.
RSVP here. I have the link on the screen, but you can also go to the link in the description area of my YouTube video, and then you can also RSVP. So make sure you are a sister in the truth of God,
Yes.
and
Amen.
you're at least 14 years old. Okay, so no brothers. Okay. Okay, so can you also let us know what topics that we will not be discussing to make sure that we clarify
Yes.
that?
So we thank everybody who signed up so far via the RSVP link, and we've seen your topics of discussions and things that you're interested in. We do want to say that none of us are married, and not yet on our appointed time. Amen. If it be the Lord's will. But we're not married, so we are not able to give marital advice, marital tips. For sisters who may be interested in relationships and things of that nature, we are not able to give you relationship advice or anything along those lines. Again, our focus is pretty much building up the woman and helping her feel confident and encouraging her with her career aspects and just being a woman in general and embracing womanhood. So our topics will kind of be around those areas. So if you are married, you're welcome. Everybody needs girl talk. It's not a thing of you're not welcome if you are married. It's more so if you're married, you can come share your input about being a woman. However, we will not be giving you advice and tips on marriage, as well as with all of us having our own styles and things of that nature. We do hope to talk about modest fashion. However, we are not giving tips and tricks, not tips and tricks. We are not going to be telling you what you can and cannot wear in holiness. We have a book of bylaws, and we will always guide you to the book of bylaws. We're not there to tell you what you can and can't wear. More so, helping you find your style and help you find what makes you comfortable as you live and walk in holiness. So that was some of the things we want to make sure we mentioned. Everybody's welcome, females, of course, but we just want to make sure you understood that there are certain things that we will not be talking about during the seminar. So
Amazing. Thank you for giving us that clarification. So, can you start us off by telling us about your story and how you were able to build on self love?
I think my story begins back in, I don't want to give away too much, but I'll just say this. My story began in middle school, as many of our stories begin in middle school, but I'll say it actually began in my fifth grade year going into middle school. That's when I kind of realized that um, self love wasn't there. But I didn't, you're younger. I was like 11 or 12. So I didn't really have a like, no, I wasn't 11, 12. You know what? Let's not go memories because Lord knows I don't know how old I was. But basically, it was like I remember, feeling less than, and I remember that around fifth grade. And in hindsight, I know it's lack of self love and self esteem and things of that nature. But of course, in that moment, I wasn't aware of what self love was. So, fast forward to just going through middle school, high school, college, and then where I'm at now. My journey with self love is always it's consistent. It never stops. I'm always learning something new about myself. Always embracing myself in different areas of my life. But of course, with the age I am now, I can reflect on things in the past and see where my self love was lacking, and of course, through just me being a person that genuinely loves the topic of love. I love all things love, honestly, romantic, familial, self love, friendship love, all areas of life, spiritual love. It's not just romantic, it's not just self love. Love in all areas of my life. I love friends, family, myself, of course, and just loving strangers every way I can. So just I love learning about love and how to love properly, love languages and things like that. So that kind of my journey for self love really kind of springboarded from that moment in fifth grade, but then kind of carried on throughout my life. And it still continues with me just learning more, learning about love and how to love properly and how to love myself better, what God considers to be love, and making sure I'm loving myself properly according to what He says and how I'm supposed to love others and things of that nature. So, I hope to answer the question because I kind of rambled a little bit, but yeah. So that's kind of my journey. Just it starts in fifth grade and then it continues today.
Thank you. Yes. So I'm just going to put this comment up here. Greetings. Is this for sisters only? Yes, it is.
Greetings.
It's for sisters that is 14 years old at least and above, and in the truth of God, following the truth of God. So if you're not a sister, you can recommend this video and the link and everything to a sister that's in the church. So just wanted to clarify that. And yes, so thank you, Destiny, again for that. And I love what you said about saying how to love yourself properly, because sometimes people may think like,
Mhm.
oh, if I get my hair done, or I treat myself, I go out to eat and something like that, it just stops there. That's you loving yourself.
Mhm.
And you can do those things and be conceited, or you can do those things
Mhm.
and still not love yourself. So
Yeah.
can you just bring me to the moment, if possible? Can you bring me to the moment where you realized that you did love yourself, and what did it feel like? If you don't remember the first moment, just a moment maybe
No,
recently.
I do remember this because it was very it was actually recent. It was recent, honestly. um, but I remember that moment, and it was such a powerful feeling because it's like you said, it was all the things of like physical. I'm like, oh, treating myself. I used to always like treat yourself, girl, treat yourself. Like that was my thing. So I was just like, oh yeah, treat yourself. But then one day I was just like, I do more than just buy myself things. I'm not a materialistic person. And I remember, I think it was like, it's always random. Like when I lived in Philly, I was like one day on the train and I was just sitting there and I think I was reading a book. And that moment was just kind of like, reading a book about love, All About Love by Bell Hooks. I recommend reading it. It's one of my favorite books. Book plug, shameless. Um, but I remember reading that book and seeing her definition of love in that book, which I will share with everybody who comes to the seminar because it's huge. It was a monumental definition of love for me, besides what we know love to be spiritually, um, but naturally. But she gave this beautiful definition of love when I was reading it on the train and it just hit me. I'm like, I do love myself. Like, wow, all this time I thought that I was lacking in this area and I wasn't doing a great job and that I thought that me just buying myself things was like a good reference for me to be loving myself, but I realized that I was doing so much more. I was loving myself in other ways that I didn't even give myself credit for. So that was recently, probably about 2021, 2021. Yeah, 2021 is when I realized that I was loving myself properly and I delved deeper into loving myself more. And I may not always look like it, but I love myself and I'm enjoying loving myself. So I'm looking forward to sharing tips with others on how to love yourself properly.
Yes, and it's the glow for me. Every time I see you, it's just like you just look like a very wholesome person. Like, I mean, I'm not just saying
Really?
that.
Oh,
Yes, I'm not just saying
thank
that as a
you.
friend, but it's like just even like seeing you, we might not be sitting next to each other in church, but if I see
Mhm.
you from afar, if you're talking to somebody, like it just is giving like mother
Oh.
energy, like grandmother energy. So it's like it's just like she's
Mother,
yeah,
grandmother.
she's a wholesome person. Like it's just like
Thank
it's
you.
like we see destiny. It's like we're calm. So I'll say that for me. I can say
Oh.
we are, but I am calm. Yes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. And so one of the ways that I was able to practice self love for myself is with your line, your Casa by Des
Oh.
Okay, so I brought the body oils out, and like the body oils for me, I would say is the best thing. Like I love the soaps, but
Really? Oh,
like
good.
the body oil just takes me to a different place because it's like, as somebody that grew up just putting lotion on, we did the shower gel, we did the lotion,
Right.
stuff like that, and then you just came on the scene with the body oil, and I'm like, body oil. So is this perfume? And then you're like, no,
I
like it
know.
moisturizes and things like that. And it just makes me feel like so relaxed and so like
Oh, that's
happy.
good.
So, like, can you just tell us, for those of us that don't really know about Casa by Des, what is Casa by Des and how are you able to incorporate self care and self love into that experience for us?
Yes. So Casa Valdez is my business. We are a handcrafted bath and body business located in the beautiful Durham, North Carolina. And basically, our ingredients are all natural. We are cruelty free and we are also vegan. We try to use all glass and be pretty much eco conscious. We're not using plastic or anything. We do have a few like plastic like bubble wraps and things like that we have to phase out because we bought so much. But yeah, so basically our brand is it's natural skincare to help elevate your self-care experience. So for me, when I created my products, it was basically me trying to live a self-sustained lifestyle. So I went from making body butters at first to making soaps, and then other products came along. But I started giving them out to my friends and my family, and then once they told me they loved them and that they were working for them, I decided to make it into a business with the support of some of my close friends and my family. And now I have a whole collection of goodies and things, body oils, sugar scrubs, bath salts, body butters, and bar soaps. And I know you said body oil is your favorite. My personal favorite is the bar soap, and I cannot pick a favorite. Everyone always asks me, "What's your favorite scent?" I do not have one. One month is this soap, then I use the next soap, and I love that one just as much. So I don't have a favorite one, but I will say that anyone who's looking to enhance your self care experience, you can always shop with Casa by Des. We promise to give you the best quality ingredients to put on your skin. Like Monique was saying earlier, a lot of people think of self care as like buying themselves things and like, oh yeah, yeah, self care, treat yourself or whatever. But a lot of times people pay attention to what they put in their body, but they don't pay attention to what they put on their body. So a major part of Casa Valdez for me is getting awareness out there to people that not only do you need to care about what you put in your body, but you need to care about what you put on your body as well. So we try to use the best ingredients, cruelty free again. We don't test on animals, nor do we like to use companies that test on animals because we care about our furry friends and our little animals. So if you're looking for something that is reasonably priced, that was also important for me. But also, you can feel the love and the care and the thought put into it. Please shop with us. We would love to have you. The site is currently down, preparing for this event and other things that I have going on. I'm sorry, Mo. Other things that I have going on, but the site will be back open, God willing, at the end of August, and I will have a full restock of all my bar soaps and a few other things that I have up my sleeve for everyone that shops with Casa Valdez. So I hope you all are excited. And yeah, if you're new to the Casa Valdez fam, join us. We would love to have you. Your skin will thank you later. Your skin is asking for us. You just don't know it because you haven't tried it yet. So make sure you check us out.
Yes, so I have some recommendations. I can tell you what my favorites are
Yeah,
right now.
recommend.
Yeah, so I would say that the Pineapple Paradise, I don't know if it's the fruitiness of it. I don't know what it is, but it's like no matter what new soap that I try from Destiny, like Pineapple Paradise will always be my favorite. And then I would say like for the fall specifically, I would get the Apple Crisp because like that is just like
Mm.
pumpkin. I don't know. It makes me feel like a pumpkin or like a smell like a pumpkin or some type of fall thingy going on right there. So if you love the smell of fall, like when you go into stores and stuff like that, then like that's a really good scent to use. And then I
Yes.
did like what was it called? The summer trio that you had?
Yes, it was a summer trio. It was the aloe soap, the oh Jesus, fresh peach and beach linen. I haven't forgotten them, but I was just looking at them earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the summer trio, and I don't know if I'm bringing those back. So if you haven't gotten it by now, I have a few bars left. DM me on Instagram if you want one.
Yes, because like I just hope you will bring them back at some point because like
Absolutely.
that was just it transported me to summer, like a summer state of mind. Like
Aw.
I just went. I was like, thank you. So like that was really good. But if I had to pick top two, my top two would be Pineapple Paradise and the Citrus Bliss. I don't know if that's gonna come back, but if
Citrus Bliss is back.
it came
It's
back,
it's permanent. It's permanent now. It's permanent.
yes, I gotta stock up on that. Like I need to get like 4 bars of that because like I love orange scented stuff, and so it's
Mhm.
like the fact that you had the citrus. I still was saving the lotion because like I didn't know if you was gonna
Oh,
bring
for
it back.
real?
Yes, I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm gonna use a little bit. I'm gonna use a little bit. So, yeah,
I
those
got
are my
you.
top recommendations for Casa
Mhm.
by Des. So make sure
Thank
you see her. She does
you.
have a self care box. Are you still selling that?
Yes, we are still selling the self care boxes with Shanice as well, and the Citrus Bliss soap and the body butter is actually in the self care box with Sister Shanice as well. So
Yes.
DM me on Instagram, you guys.
Yes. I got the box last time, guys, so it's definitely worth it. Check it out.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's go back onto the girl talk, and I'm actually going to put the RSVP link back up for those of you that are just joining. And I also want to make a recommendation to like for people that are watching this right now, please share the link everywhere. If you have seen the other live streams that I did with the other panelists, be sure to share those as well because we definitely want to make sure the message gets out there. So, Destiny, can you tell me what can girls expect from your point of view? What is going to take place at this Girl Talk seminar next Friday?
Amazingness. I don't know how else to put it. I think everyone can expect to just come in, feel comfortable, feel cared for, and to feel free to express themselves and to be encouraged and uplifted and to come out feeling powerful. I think that's something that um, I'm hoping that everyone can feel because I just hearing you guys do the other lives, I was just like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I'm excited. Like, let's do it now. Let's go now. We can do it right now. But I think everyone will come out feeling encouraged, motivated, and powerful in their womanhood and in their femininity. No matter the age, whether you're 14, if you are 14, you're going to go back to your next semester of high school feeling excited, feeling ready to take on the world. And if you're above 14, if you're out of high school, you're going to college, you're going to be excited about going to college. And if you're just a grown woman out here, you're going to be excited about grown woman things and paying those bills. So there's something for everybody with like every panelist has something special that they bring and unique. And I think that Naomi did a great job with picking the panel because we're like amazing, like all of us, like each one of us is like equally amazing, and we all have like these special little things that we can bring to the table. So um yeah, it's gonna be great. And I know, like, as far as me, what I hope to speak on, like I mentioned earlier with the self-love, I just hope to like open people's understanding, the sisters' understanding about what self love can be. And hopefully, by the time you leave, that you can see where your self love was at and have a plan internally for how to increase it if it's not where you feel like it should be, and be hopeful about actually achieving true self love by the time you finish with the seminar. So that's what I hope I can contribute to the morning of the panel for me.
Yes, yes. So again, that is going to be on Friday, August the 4th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can RSVP at the link that's on the screen or the link that is in the description area. Remember, sisters only, 14 at least, and above. So I do want to talk a little bit more about self-love, and feel free to cut yourself off at any point because I know you don't want to give all of it away. But something that I
Yeah.
definitely want to talk about is just how like self-love is something that is continuous. Like it's not really like, oh, it's just this moment you loved yourself and you're good. Like it's something that you have to constantly nurture. Like one might nurture their hair or
Yeah.
how they might nourish their body. So what do you do specifically to be able to keep that self-love level up?
I would say I am very in tune with myself. That's the first thing. A lot of people aren't aware of self. And when you're aware of who you are and what you need, that's another thing. Knowing what you need beyond wants, like actually what you physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually need. When you know those things, and you can sense when things are off, and you can plug and chug, as I used to say, my math teacher used to say, plug and chug, fill it in with what you need to build yourself back up. So for me, a lot of times that looks like being alone to myself and having a concert, just in the corner singing. Well, excuse me, in my closet. I go in my closet. I do have a walk-in closet, so it's not that strange for me. But I don't want to bother my family. I'm just like busting out notes in the closet, like so I just want to make
Right.
sure, I have my time to myself. I can't always sing in the shower. People sleep sometimes. So for
Yeah.
me, that looks like me singing in my closet. That looks like me sitting on the porch for like 2 hours, just embracing the sun, praying. It depends on what I feel like I need in that moment. Um, and that's what I feel like a lot of people are missing out on, is knowing yourself well, to the point where you can say, today I'm not feeling good. Okay, how do I love myself today? Well, what do I need right now? I need to go back to sleep. And you just take a nap. It's
Mhm.
some things, sometimes it's that simple, sometimes it's me singing in a closet. It just depends on who you are as a person and what you feel is necessary for you to feel comforted, to feel that void of some sort that you feel. And a lot of times it is just simply, you want a hug from somebody. I could feel totally fine, and then one moment I'm sad and I'm like, hey mom, can I have a hug? And then my mother gives me a hug, and then I feel okay again. And that's not saying that I'm getting love from someone else. It's just saying that in that moment, in order for me to feel better about myself, I need an outside source right now. So that even that recognizing that I need someone else to just give me a quick pick me up, that's me loving myself. It's not always just you do everything for yourself by yourself. Sometimes you have to depend on other people. And even that, when you're extremely independent, that can be a lot for people to cope with or even maneuver, because like, I don't need nobody, but it just depends. Sometimes you do need people, and it's loving yourself is all about being real and honest and brutally honest with yourself, and just admitting that sometimes I need somebody, and I'm gonna love myself by telling the person that I need in this moment that I need them, and getting getting that need fulfilled, and then I'm back to being regular. I'm back to being normal. I'm happy, and whatever whatever makes me feel good. So
Yes, yes, that is like so amazing because it's definitely important to make sure that you do befriend somebody or have that relationship with someone that is going to actually take care of you in that
Mhm.
sense, because not everybody can do that. So it's
Right.
definitely good and valuable to have people around you that are looking out for your best interest. Like sometimes, like I
Absolutely.
will say probably over the past 2 years for me, I have like definitely been like the hardest on myself, just
Mhm.
personally. And sometimes I need a reminder from my friends like you or someone else, and they'll be like I'll say something and just like take that back, or like don't say that.
Yeah,
Your words, they do have strength and they do have power, so it's like you do start to
absolutely.
believe them at a certain point. So
Mhm.
I think just having honest friends around that can tell you and call you out
Yes.
on your things that you do,
Mhm.
but also remind you about like why you are the amazing person that you are.
Yes.
I could
Absolutely.
say also like in another sense that, whether it's like any type of accomplishments that I might have been able to accomplish, like just having a list of that and being able to look at that,
Mhm.
whenever I need to, that could definitely help me to be able to love myself more, because it's like you achieved this, you were able to do this, so
Right.
that's just so valuable to me.
Yes. And you're very amazing, Monique.
Oh, thank
We need to
you.
tell
That's
you
so
more.
cute. So are
You are
you.
amazing. Monique, y'all, I'm gonna interject because Monique is like she's a social butterfly, but like Mo is like really special. She really is, and she's a gift to me as a friend. So I always try and sprinkle some love her way because she's always sprinkling love, more so aggressively about me being on social media.
Yes,
But but
yes.
Mo is always sprinkling love my way. So I'm again, like she said, that friendship aspect is really when you have a good solid group of friends who are like sisters to you, it really can hold you up in moments where your self love dips. You know, your sisters are there like, oh, hold on, here you go, come on, come on. And Monique has always been that for me, so I appreciate you for that, Mo. If I haven't told you that
Oh, I love you.
enough.
Okay, so let me know if we can actually talk about this topic, because something I've been thinking about, and I should have mentioned it offline, but I wanted to talk about the aspect of forgiveness, like self forgiveness, I would say,
Mm.
because I think even that is a form of self love. Because I just even just mentioned that
Yes.
I'm hard on myself, and I think sometimes people can't even forgive their own self because they're just like, "Wow, what I did was just so terrible," like, or I treated myself so horribly. So, can you just
Mhm.
speak a few words of encouragement or any experience that you had with that topic?
Yeah. Self forgiveness. It's really difficult, honestly, especially and I've often battled with self sabotage heavily. That's one of the big things that actually weighed me down a lot in my self love journey is self sabotage. But when I finally got to that point where I love myself a lot, I found myself having to forgive myself. And forgiving yourself is very difficult, but I will say to those who are struggling to forgive yourself or just need any type of tip, I guess I would say is that understanding that the things that you can't control, you have to remember that you can't control certain things. So a lot of times, at least in my experience, I found that when I wasn't willing to forgive myself, I had to sit back and reflect and actually lay the cards on the table and say, what exactly happened? And what did I do? How I contributed to this? And then say, okay, could I control this? No. Could I control that? Yes. Could I control this? Yes. When I did this, did that make sense with what happened here? Yes. And at that time frame, in that mind state, I realized that that was the best I can do with the given circumstances that I had, and I choose to let it go. And forgiveness is a choice, regardless of if it's with yourself or anyone else. But sometimes we just forget that we deserve forgiveness as well, and we hold things of our own heads. So I would say to anyone, just remember that if you did the best you could, and with the given circumstances, at some point you have to let it go and understand there was nothing that you can do to make anything different, or you did the best you could, and that sometimes it hurts. Sometimes you're like, man, I should have did something else. But with the given facts, you have to remember that what was meant to be, what's meant to be is going to happen, and what was meant to happen happened already. So it's no need in beating yourself up. So you have to just take your time and process that situation or whatever you're dealing with, and understand that there's nothing more that you can do besides praise yourself for handling it the way you did. If you handled it wrong, just be like, okay, I recognize that I handled it wrong, and give yourself a pat on the back for saying, I handled it wrong. And next time, if the opportunity presents itself, I will correct the situation, or I will handle it this way if an opportunity presents itself in a similar format. those are my little tidbits. I don't know. I feel like I might have given too much, but who knows if we'll talk about this during the seminar. We have so much planned, but hopefully we'll get around to topics like this. So yeah, that's what I would say to anyone who's struggling with self-forgiveness, because it's necessary. You can't grow without it. Honestly, you will find yourself you're literally putting yourself in a box, and when you forgive yourself, you're setting yourself free.
Yes. And to remind y'all, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Well,
I
like,
know.
yeah, like something that I have noticed, even when I do like my live streams or webinars and stuff like that, I can talk about the same topic like 2 months later and I already have new information. So
Yeah.
don't be sleeping on this. Let me put the link up again so y'all know
Put the
RSVP
link.
here.
Put the
Because
link.
like when the five of us get together, like I just think it's going to be a completely new and
Absolutely.
different experience,
Yes.
and it's just going to build off of what we've already laid the groundwork with here.
Right.
And I also want to say too, like I love the card analogy, by the way, like just being able to like visualize that, like definitely
Mm.
being able to evaluate yourself and how you act in so many different situations. I think that that is just really quality work, a lot of good quality inner work that people have to do.
Yes.
So yeah, that's just, really important. It's very important to praise the good that you have done, as
Mhm.
well. And
Yeah.
so, what I would say, or what I would love to ask actually is like, how do you perceive yourself, in terms of self love? Like, how would you evaluate yourself?
I need a better like how would you break that down? I need that in another format so I can process that question properly.
Okay. Okay.
I
So, like,
understand, but
yeah,
I'm like, you want on a scale of 1 to 10, or do you want like,
just more so like, how have you seen yourself, I guess, evolve over time? Like, has it, been like 1% better, or like, or does it kind of go up and down? Pretty much, like, how have you seen? Does that help?
oh,
Like, how have you
yes,
seen
it does.
like, self love grow?
So I will say it's funny because last night after okay, I've been watching y'all live streams like over and over again. I really enjoyed them. Like I watched you and Esther's earlier, and then I watched them like 5 times already. But like you, Naomi, and Vicky's, and I honestly was reflecting last night, and I'm not gonna share too much, but I will say that last night I did some reflection because this is something that I want to share with everybody at the seminar. Um, and I would just say my self love has improved tremendously to where I can look back on things that I used to do and say, and that will make me cringe, and actually understand the mindset that I was in. And like I said earlier, with the self forgiveness, I'm just like, okay, Destiny, I'm proud of you. You did that because of this. And a long time ago, I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, oh my God, like, what was I thinking? I'm so stupid. Like, I would say stuff like that to myself. So to be able to reflect last night and to see myself, you know, reading and seeing things from my past, probably about 5 years ago, some 2, 3 years ago, and just say, wow, like I did okay. I wasn't as bad as I felt in that moment. So I can truly say that my self love has improved tremendously, and it's still growing daily, as we stated earlier. It's a continuous process. So yeah, I'd say I improved a good 50% from where it used to be. So I guess we're at like 99 now. I'm just kidding. But it's up there. It's definitely up there. I'm not gonna say we're at 100, but 99 possibly, give or take the day, depending on the day. Yeah. So right today it's 99. Who knows what tomorrow may hold? Who knows what later on today may hold? Because things happen and it drops just like a heartbeat. The little defib thing is up and down, up and down. So it's all a process and daily. Sometimes you have love greatly in the morning, and in the evening time you feel like crap, and then go to sleep. Right before you go to sleep, you pray, and the Lord just bring you right back up. So it just depends. Sometimes self love is like that as well.
Yeah, that's how life is. Like, it's just full of ups and downs. And I remember reading some of Atomic Habits. I sadly have not finished the book yet, but he was just saying how like you can strive to improve yourself by 1% every day. So it's like
Mhm.
sometimes I know for me, like I would think like I have to do this big jump like to be better, when it's just like just try to focus on today. That was some advice that a friend gave me, and just like even if it's 1% every day, you can get better. Your habits will
Yeah.
get better if you're trying to do just small incremental changes that can take you to
Mhm.
that path forward. So that's what I would definitely I do agree with that. And like, yeah, just to see
Yeah.
everybody grow and stuff, it's just
I
so nice.
know. Honestly, I feel like everybody. I've known all of y'all for a few years now. Of course, you for the longest. So I've definitely seen your journey, and it's just amazing to sit back and watch you. Just like, oh, for the people in the front and the back, Monique is a grown woman now. I just want to throw that out there. You're not a little girl, but okay.
Thank you.
I just have to let them know because I know sometimes people forget. Monique is not a little girl, y'all. She's a grown woman
Yes,
now. So let's keep that at the front of our mind, not the back, at the front of our mind. And so
at
it's
the
amazing to
front.
see you grow. It's amazing to see you grow and how your journey has been just as your friend, like sitting back and seeing you get your glow on as well. So I miss you though. I miss being like 20 minutes from you. I had to say
Yes,
that out
it's
loud.
really sad. I
I
love
know.
seeing you too, and it's just like I had to keep taking pictures with like an empty space near to me because I'm just like, who
Those
told her to
always made
leave?
my day too.
I gotta start doing it a little bit more often.
So,
But it's good that we'll see
I
each
need to
other
start doing it
connect.
too.
Yeah,
I know. Look,
yeah.
hopefully
So
you'll see me.
I know because that is also part of Destiny's self love. So she'll probably tell y'all about
Hmm.
that too.
Yeah.
So
Right.
sometimes
Yes.
sometimes I gotta find her. So
Schedule an
yes,
appointment.
but I will also.
I said schedule an appointment.
Exactly. Yes, you gotta schedule it. And I was thinking too while you were talking as well as like sometimes like I could just lay awake at night. How that song go? And
I'm sorry.
yes, and you just be like, it just be random. You just be ready to go to sleep, and then you just lay there. You just be like, oh, why did I do that? So
Yes, literally.
and it's just like, you feel so much weight lifted off of you, like how you said earlier when you
Mhm.
let things go. And
Yes.
that's just something that I'm learning to do more. It's like I have to give myself the closure and go on with my life because sometimes like I made the mistake in the past of just like waiting for other people to get closure, and it's like you don't
Mhm.
always get the outcome that you're looking for. So even if the
Yep.
situation is done and you still feel unresolved, like that can be self pain as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, like just being able to let things go, and that's what we're going to be discussing in this girl talk. We hope that with this girl talk a lot of the weight is lifted off your shoulders, and I'm sure
Yeah.
us as the panelists we're looking for the weight to be lifted off our shoulders. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this event.
Me too.
I'm
Bring
ready.
some tissue. Bring tissue. I feel like tissue is gonna be needed. No one said that yet. I feel like we're gonna do some things and talk about some things, and I think tissue should be in hand. I don't know, just in case. If you like to cry, if you like to hug, just bring some tissue just in case. I give hugs. I'm a hugger, even though I don't always portray myself to be a hugger. I'm a hugger. So, bring the tissue again. Real talk. We're sisters. We're not here to judge anybody. It's a safe space. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
super excited.
that sounds good. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea because I don't even carry tissues normally. Even when I go places where I'm supposed to cry, like when I go to church,
Uh-huh.
I just be sitting there just crying, like, and I just wipe my eyes. I don't have tissue. And I'm like, yes, Lord, I'm messing up. I'm sorry,
I
but
know.
yeah, just bring tissue. That was a really good idea. And yes, I'm a
Mhm.
hugger as well. So if you need a hug. And it just washes over you. Just be like, Mo, Destiny, everybody come hug me. And then, we will
Yep.
hug right then and there.
Yes. Just like, can I get a hug? Got you.
Yes, yes. So, is there anything else that you want to say about this event or anything you feel like we have not discussed?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like y'all covered all the bases. I feel like, yeah, you just have to be there. You have to be there, be excited. We're excited to hear what you guys have to say, and it's gonna be an amazing event. Um, I would recommend, coming a little early if you would like to ensure that we start at 10 o'clock. Amen. We
Because
like to be
I'll be late to
punctual.
everything. So,
Hmm. If you would like to be a little early, we like to be punctual. So, come a little early, get your seat. You can see us, and then hopefully we can, take pictures with you guys if you would like, or just chat. Anything. It's gonna be really nice and really lovely, and we're excited. So I don't think there's anything else to say, really. Just come with an open mind and open heart. We're not therapists. I will put that out there.
Yes,
We do.
disclaimer.
Monique's beautiful disclaimer at the beginning was so nice, but that also is for us as well when we do the actual seminar. You know, we're here to give our tips and tricks of things that work for us. And as much as we love you guys and we will be praying for you, we do want to make sure that everyone understands none of us are licensed mental health specialists or
Yeah,
we're not counselors, but we're sisters, so anything we say, it is to be taken as like a pretty much an open book for us just sharing with you all, but not so much as what we say you have to apply it to your life. It is law, it is fact, and it is something that you need to do every single day. So just keep that in mind. It's basically what works for us, and hopefully we'll give you some tips and tricks to help you figure out what works best for you so that you can figure out, how to keep moving on in this life and enjoying being a woman.
beautifully said. So thank you so much for being here today, Destiny. And
Thank you for
for
having
those of
me.
you, yes, of course. Hope you come back again soon.
We'll try.
Yes, but I will say for those of you that are wondering like where all the lotion, I keep saying lotion, but body butters and all the whatever goodness that she's put in the bag, it's from her. Okay, it's from
I'm
Destiny.
sorry.
I
Oh,
don't
this.
know.
Wait, what's
Oh,
that? This.
yeah.
This is Sister Michelle's candles. Oh my gosh, y'all, I love her
Oh,
candles. I'm
nice. Yeah,
sorry,
her candles
but
smell good too, y'all.
but yeah, all the body butters are stashed away in the Casa Valdez room. So
And I can't wait to see the room. I hope she puts it on YouTube or Instagram. I saw part of it. I didn't see the rest.
I need to work on that. Keep beating me up about posting social media more.
I got you. You know
I'll
I
give you
got
clearance
you.
for that.
Yes, I'm not. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure if Nay is putting any body butters in, but I know she made those things in
And
the
she
past
makes
too.
them
So
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you might see it from both of them make good stuff. So just
Just be
be on the
excited.
lookout. We're gonna take care of y'all, Lord willing. So that's what I will say.
Hmm.
So make sure again you share this with a friend, y'all, and come have a good time. All right.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Warrior Rulebook podcast. If you like what you heard, share it with a friend and join me over at the Warrior Rulebook Podcast Insider group on Facebook. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more tips on how to be resilient in this world.